Well, let's talk about other issues that Rise Mzansi is raising about the body politic. And to talk to us about those issues is Rise Mzansi MP Makashule Gana. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Gana. Thanks very much for your time. Among the issues your party is raising is the functioning of the government of national unity, of which you are, of course, part. What is wrong with the GNU at the moment, and what are the issues that your party is raising?
Thank you very much for your good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to the Newzroom Afrika viewers. The issues we raise pertaining to the government of national unity, it's more the management structures that have been put in place that are not meeting as frequently as they should, but also that it seems that the GNU only comes to life when there's a crisis. That's number one. The second thing is that the way in which the GNU it was structured or maybe conceptualized is that all the 9 political parties have got a relationship with the ANC. So signed a statement of intent with the ANC, but within ourselves, as the bloc, as the all 10 parties, we haven't signed a statement that in a way will deal with how we relate to one another, not only in government, but also in parliament. So these are the things that we would like to see as we are now in the second year of the GNU. We have learned the lessons that we have learned in the first year. One is to be honest in that all of us, we didn't know what we're getting into, but now that we have learned, we believe that there should be a better political management of the GNU, and that the GNU must not only come to life when there's a crisis.
But all of you, I mean, the ANC had an NEC meeting a couple of weeks ago. They came out of that meeting saying it's time for a reset, but you are making the same call. But what exactly do you mean when you talk about a reset? From where you are sitting as Rise Mzansi, what would a reset entail?
From our side, a reset will mean that the political management structures like the clearinghouse, the leaders forum, there's a proper coordination for those forums. So, for instance, the clearinghouse has not met since March of this year, and now we are about to get to September, and that in itself is not very healthy. We also believe that there has to be a joint program of action from all the parties, and we need to sign the same commitment and not have a one-on-one, just a one-on-one relations with the ANC, which at the moment you can have a situation wherein other parties might very well not feel that they need to interact with ourselves or any other party, because they will say, we don't have a relationship with that party. We only have signed a statement with the ANC. And these are some of the things that leads to each time there's a disagreement, it feels like the GNU itself, the entire GNU is in crisis.
But to what extent, though, is this perhaps because the 2 largest parties in the GNU clearly don't see eye to eye on a whole range of issues, and as a result, things simply are left to chance? In other words, to what extent is this problem or crisis as a direct result of the ANC and the DA not confronting the issues head on?
So there is a component or a part that both they play. One from the ANC side, this is the first time that they are sharing power at the national level, and they are not used to sharing that power. Equally, you have the DA that has been in opposition for the better part, in fact, for the entire 30 years of democracy, and they're still trying to find themselves how to behave in government and how to relate other parties that are in government so that we jointly move South Africa forward. And these are the things that in that recent conversation we need to talk about, because we cannot have a situation where, as the parties in the GNU, we are having a full go at one another, or one minister is suing another minister. Those things, or taking each other to court, those are the things that we need to be talking to.
Well, clearly, I mean, the rest of you, when I say the rest, I'm saying minus the ANC and the DA, the rest of you clearly have no muscle or power to really influence things.
I will not say so. Having been part now for a year and interacting with the GNU in Parliament, but also the ministers. I mean, we've had our influences even when the budgets were passed. We had our influences, because you should not just look at it in terms of the numbers, which many people sometimes want to go to the numbers, but our intervention on some of these issues have led to a resolution on the issues that were before the GNU.
No, by that I mean, no one. Where some of you are in charge or responsible for committees, we've seen how people are actually working and working hard. But if there is no center, that can be provided outside of the ANC and the Democratic Alliance, then you are going to have problems going forward, because it just means that unless the DA and the ANC get to say stuff or move, otherwise things are not going to move.
So in our view, it's not an either or. We are not advocating for either the ANC or the DA to be on the outside, but how do we then get to work together? Because we have all signed up into the government of national unity. Now we need to get it to work for the benefit of South Africans, and that's why that conversation or that meeting of the leaders forum together with the clearinghouse will be critical as we enter the second year of the GNU, and that's what we are calling for, and that these structures needs to be able to meet on a regular basis and not wait for a crisis before it gets activated.
What's your view on what many ANC leaders have expressed, that the only way this GNU can actually work is if you were to get rid of the Democratic Alliance and then unite as yourselves and the ANC and everybody else who is, including those who are not part of the current arrangement, like your action essays?
So our view is that, as on its own, when you try to expand the GNU, it's not when you look at it, it's not much of a problem. But if you have solved the internal political management within the current GNU parties, then you are very well inviting people into a troublesome union. So we need to sort out these issues, and as other political parties come into the GNU, then at least we know that you have created the conditions for the success of the GNU in terms of the relations inside the GNU itself and amongst the parties and the players in the GNU.
Would you say the GNU would be poorer without the Democratic Alliance?
I will not say it will be poorer or rich. What is important is the people of South Africa. Whoever is in government in the GNU needs to commit to working for the benefit of the South African people. So I'm not one to say I will climb up Carlton Center and rejoice when the DA is out, or will do something else when it's kept in. It's for me, We entered this for the benefit of South African people and will continue to serve the South African people, whoever is in the GNU or is outside the GNU.
Makashule Gana, thank you very much for your time.